Good afternoon, everybody, and thanks for joining us. I'm Will Dupree, coming to you from the KXAN Live studio for a preview of this weekend's State of Texas. You know, we have a big week lying ahead of us with a historic event happening in the Texas Senate. On Tuesday, the state senators will act as the jury in the impeachment trial of suspended Attorney General Ken Paxton. He is facing 20 articles of impeachment, including bribery and abuse of public trust. Now, for the past few months, efforts have been underway to impact the outcome. Our Capitol correspondent Ryan Chandler looked into how some outside groups are working to influence how the senators vote in this trial, and he joins us now to show us what he learned. Ryan, thanks so much for being here. We appreciate you doing this on this Friday afternoon.
Will, thanks for having me.
Now, talk about these outside groups. We mentioned that just a few moments ago, but they are trying to sway how the Texas senators ultimately vote to either acquit or convict Paxton. What's the argument they're making on both sides?
Yeah, well, keep in mind, Will, during the regular legislative session, there is a moratorium on campaign donations. Representatives are barred from taking any money while they are doing the normal course of business from January to May every other year. But during this highly unusual, almost unprecedented time that we're seeing now, there is no such limitation. So we've seen big money groups try to put their hands on the scale and tilt what is supposed to be a quasi-judicial process to their favor. The biggest donor that we've seen so far is a group called Defend Texas Liberty. They are a far-right conservative group who gave $3 million to Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick just a couple months ago, just before he was set to act as the presiding officer over these charges. They have a history of supporting Ken Paxton, the defendant in this trial he's presiding over, and we looked at their financial records, and it shows that 95% of the about $4 million that they've raised comes from just two billionaires by the names of Ferris Wilks and Tim Dunn. They are two West Texas oil billionaires, and they're real kingmakers within the Republican political world. But almost all of the money that this PAC has donated to the lieutenant governor comes from just them, and they have a long history of far-right activism and support for the attorney general.
And you mentioned that there are also some groups that are working to influence some of the senators to convict Paxton. What did you find out in that case?
Yeah, that's right. Well, we've seen some arguments made by senators themselves, former on-the-record statements, and even donations that some senators have made against Ken Paxton. We've talked about the outside influence. There's also some money changing hands from inside the Senate itself. To give some context here, you may remember a couple weeks ago, Lieutenant Governor Patrick appointed a former Republican judge named Mark Brown to preside over the trial. Brown ended up turning down that appointment, citing a $250 donation he made to one of Ken Paxton's Republican primary opponents, Eva Guzman. But meanwhile, senators have not applied that same standard. I'll give you one example. One Republican senator out of Galveston named Mays Middleton donated not $250, but $300,000 to another one of Paxton's primary opponents, Louis Gohmert, last year. We've also seen this on both sides of the aisle. There's a San Antonio Democrat named Jose Menendez who's on the record donating $1,000 to Paxton's Democratic opponent in the last election named Rochelle Garza. And then another senator, Kevin Sparks, out of Midland, he donated $2,500 to Paxton himself. This all happened in the last election cycle. So they are supposed to be impartial jurors, but at least in the past, not that this was anything wrong or even unethical, but it does show they have some histories of showing their bias in this matter.
Yeah, and it just shows how unusual this particular case is because it is ultimately a political trial, not a criminal trial.
Yeah, that's right. When you consider all of the high standards of evidence and jury selection that goes into a real courtroom, none of that is present here. Of course, not a single one of these senators would be picked for a real jury in Ken Paxton's case if this were a real trial, because they all know him. They all have preformed opinions about him. One of them is married to him. And it's just I don't even want to be too harsh on this because this is a unprecedented process that I don't think anybody in the Senate expected even 6 months ago. So it is a difficult, sensitive political process. But I think both sides, both the prosecutors and the defense, have been generally pretty happy with the rules that they've put in place to keep this as fair and impartial as it possibly could be.
And I know, Ryan, you'll be extending that conversation about your coverage about this influence campaign that's been underway kind of on the outside groups during this Sunday's State of Texas. So that conversation will be had a little bit more if you tune in this Sunday morning. I want to point out really quickly that there is some new polling about the upcoming Paxton impeachment trial. The University of Texas and the Texas Politics Project asked people recently if they think it is justified to remove Paxton from office. Here are the results. Among Republicans, 24% said yes. 42% of independent voters said yes, while 71% of Democrats agreed. Now, many voters, though, say they did not know enough just yet or had no opinion about this. The results here, about 43 to 44% of Republicans and independents, along with 21% of Democrats. So that's just a little bit of an extra thing to think about today. Now, Ryan, as you are going into this long Labor Day weekend, there is a big week ahead for you in terms of coverage. Tell us about what the plan is and how people can follow along with your reporting.
Well, this all kicks off at 9 a.m. on Tuesday morning. We will be there early watching from the gallery, and we'll be bringing this to you live on TV and through the internet all day, at least for the first week of all of this. We expect the first day to be pretty procedural with a lot of pretrial motions, but the one big question that senators are going to be answering very early is whether to even proceed with this trial at all. Remember, Ken Paxton asked the Senate to dismiss all of the charges against him. They will have to vote on that motion before they even go to the opening statement. So the first day is going to be very impactful. We'll be bringing you live coverage from the Capitol all day as we watch this historic event play out.
And just below Ryan's camera there, you can see that his social media handle is there for the platform formerly known as Twitter. You can follow him there.
X now, I don't even know what, yeah.
Right, it's so hard to get that out of my mouth. I don't know. But
I know.
Yeah, you can follow Ryan there for live tweeting of the proceedings that happen on Tuesday. Again, that's September 5th, so just stay with us. In addition, today is also when 774 new state laws will take effect. You can read about some of those on our website right now, kxan.com. There's the headline for you. One law that will not take effect today is Senate Bill 12. It aims to prevent minors from seeing sexually oriented performances, and many have interpreted that as criminalizing drag in the state. A federal judge just yesterday in Houston blocked the law temporarily after hearing a legal challenge to that law. That will remain in effect for 14 days while that judge considers a permanent injunction against the law. We'll, of course, keep following that case. And finally, you can watch State of Texas this Sunday at 8:30 on KXAN and at 9:30 p.m. on CW Austin. So we will see you there. Ryan, I know you and the team, Josh Hinkle and Monica Madden, were all out at the Capitol today to film this episode.
I'm excited about it. We dive deep into a lot of different aspects of this impeachment trial about the charges that the Attorney General faces, to everything we've discussed about the political implications and the financial influences in this, to how this process is going to play out. So if you're interested in this and you want to know what this means for Texas and how you can best follow along, watch that this Sunday.
And there you go. The times again on KXAN and CW Austin, so we'll see you there. That is Ryan Chandler. I'm Will Dupree. Thank you all again for joining on KXAN Live. We'll see you back here another time. Hope you all enjoy the rest of your Friday and your Labor Day weekend. Take care.
Thanks, Will.